What's going on YouTube? It's Black Savior, and we're back with another video today going over the new update in Zenless Zone Zero. And, this is my personal opinion, flat out peak all across the board. And my most well, second favorite, obviously you have the rhythm event, which is my favorite. Um, you have the new Void update, you have the periodic, and then obviously you just have the regular standard. But like this take like the time to acknowledge like the new HUD is honestly just very sexy. Like even though for standards it's like it's not as pretty, as this one. But I love the whole black and blonde strip going across like that. I honestly like. um, and then obviously like the new HUD like in general is just very like I don't know. I personally like it when things are on the screen and it makes things more simpler. But I like me personally. I'm one of those people that like everything like on the screen rather than like me having to press a button to go to this screen, press a button to go to that screen, and et cetera, et cetera. Because like for now, like even like this, um, like instead of before where it would just pop up, the team, the three slots. Now it's just the whole list, and so I personally like that change. But you have the typical, ether activity. You have the speciality of the week. This one is during expiration, gear coin earnings have a chance of increasing dramatically, along with the chance of losing your initial capital. Carrying more gear coins dramatically enhances agent's abilities. And you'll know if this procs or not because usually in the top right, like it'll tell you like in green font. That's usually an indication that like, oh, you got more coins, and then like a red font will pop up saying like, you lost your coins. I personally had like, I lost coins like a lot. I don't know. I guess I'm just like unlucky. The new boss, in my personal opinion, she's pretty fun to play against. Um, but I will say like if you're familiar with the False Lady Sunbringer fight, like they're not the same. Like it's not the same fight, but like there are some aspects that are honestly similar. To be honest, but outside of that, the boss fight is very fun. Um, you do have the primary missions, just the typical clear the operation matrix 2 times with said character, activate a total of 6 tactical prisons for said character, clear the matrix with said character at Ether activity level 8. So far, I only have it fully completed for Zhao, Ye, and Dylan. This team is like honestly like an easy mode to be honest. I think next I kind of want to do Billy to be honest. Um, I don't know what I'm gonna do next. Then you got auxiliary missions. They're all the same like in the context of bring flame in the cup with you and clear operation matrix 2 times. Bring flame in the cup it with you. I don't know. That's like a weird title they had. And level up to level 4 in operation matrix. I only accomplished it once. Bring flame in the cup with you and clear operation matrix at 8 activity 8 or above. And I'm gonna go over this in a second because like someone's probably confused. I'm like, well, what does it mean like flame in the cup with you? The up agents for this week is Yanagi Zhao and Bernice, and I was kind of confused because like I was expecting it would be like Shifu, and then Suma. I don't know. I guess they just like randomly just throw them on there. But the main like biggest takeaway of this whole um event is honestly like the Bang Boo side of things. Like when you're doing the standard run, like depending obviously on like which one you're using, this Bang Boo, gives this specific kind of buff, or like has like this specific kind of skill, this and that. But these, like, bro, they cleared them like day and night due to the fact that the Bang Boos aren't doing this. Like the Bang Boos are nowhere near close to how good these are, especially Hugo. Like Hugo's my favorite, and like there's a reason why. Um, but for now, everyone obviously has a different auxiliary assist. Um, and then all the way up to level 4 is like the max you can get to, and then obviously like throughout 1 through 4, there's different um, assists. But so far, you have you have two anomaly characters, you have two stun characters, you have two supports, you have one rupture for some reason. The same thing for a defense character, and then you have two attack agents. Uh, so far, I don't. Yeah, so far I didn't get past level one with any one, and mainly due to the fact that the gears like it's completely random. Like as you're doing the run, like so like let's say you're doing a run with Orphan Magus, and like the gear selection screen will pop up. Like it will either be one for the stun knock or for the support for some reason. Like in my head, because I thought it was gonna be like a guaranteed that like they will give you the gear for like the one you're using, but it's random. And also speaking of that, you have anomaly infliction, which is flame in the cup. You have attack eradication, nether flame reignited. Attack eradication masquerade, anomaly infliction, featherlight snowfall, stun knock one and done, stun knock spectral pierce, support saturation elegant creed, support saturation denny magnet, rupture activation soulfire showdown, and defense battle shield backup bargain. um, and for up this week is Bernice. Auxiliary assist Bernice accumulates energy over time, starting with 75 charge. With enough energy, press auxiliary assist to summon Bernice. And it's just the same feature as like the Bang Boost, just the same typical. Like once you get enough charge, press the circle button, then you activate them. Hitting enemies inflicts a scorch effect. Scorched enemies have all attribute anomaly buildup resistance reduced by 42% for 40 seconds. Level 1 triggers polarity disorder when an agent lands a hit on an enemy suffering an attribute anomaly with an EX special attack or ultimate, deals to the target 50% of the damage from the original disorder effect. This effect can trigger once every 3 seconds. Level 2, all agents in the squad enter nitro fuel cocktail state when Bernice launches her auxiliary assist. When in nitro fuel cocktail state, agents deal 100% more damage with the disorder effect. Nitro fuel cocktail lasts 15 seconds. Level 3, when an agent inflicts the disorder effect, the enemy also accumulates 10% daze. This effect can trigger once every 6 seconds. Then you have level 4. When the boss is stunned, all agents in the squad enter nitro fuel cocktail state triggered by auxiliary assist, and when in nitro fuel cocktail state, the agent's anomaly proficiency increases by 90 while their anomaly mastery also increases by 80. Orphe, I honestly like a lot. I think my two personal favorites right now is Hugo and Orphe and Magus. Agents with zeroed in gain 500 attack, and their attacks ignore 20% of the enemy's defense. Her level 1 after any auxiliary assist ends, the agent re enters the field with the ultimate, can trigger once every 20 seconds. So pretty much her auxiliary assist is kind of pretty much just like dial-ins. Instead of the fact that every time you use hers, depending on what character you're using, it's an automatic ultimate every time they come back out. Level 2, Zero then additionally provides 675 attack and ignores an additional 30% of enemy defense. Level 3, when the agent's attacks triggers a critical hit, increases crit damage by 40 and damage by 25% for 6 seconds. Repeated triggers refresh the duration. Level 4, when the agent launches an EX special attack, chain attack, or ultimate while Zero then and it is active, the duration of Zero then is extended by 3. I don't know why they put another another 3 there. 3 to 6 seconds respectively, up to a maximum of 30 seconds in total. Um, and I ran her like on uh the team that I honestly like using, which consists of Ye Guang, Xiao, and Dialin. I honestly kid you not, like, bro, because Ye she already hits hard enough, but I my first run I ran with Orphe, um, and I obviously sadly didn't get all the way to a level 4, but due to that level 1 is just a guaranteed ultimate like every time like, you use her, bro. I think like I don't know, like to spend like a minute or like under a minute, I can't even name the exact time. Like I did like multiple ults like with Yay, and it was like the most funniest thing ever, and it's honestly satisfying to see too. Now we have my favorite ones like so far. Hugo. Um, this skill always crits. Keywords crits. It's in caps, and there's a reason for that. And when a heavy attack from this skill hits an enemy, it triggers the totalized effect, dealing damage equal to 100%, 20%, and 10% of the target's max HP to normal enemies, elite enemies, boss enemies, respectively. So pretty much no one's safe from it. When Hugo's auxiliary assist hits a stun enemy, it ends the enemy's stun state and deals additional damage equal to a percentage of max HP to elite enemies, boss enemies, based on remaining days duration, up to an additional 20 and 10%. And like I said, I haven't got to any level 4 on any character, but so far with just his level 1 alone is the reason why he's my favorite. But when an agent or auxiliary character lands a crit, literally all you have to do to activate this is for like just land a crit, and then you have to be. Then you also have they immediately defeat normal enemies, elite enemies, bosses whose HP is lower than 80, 40, 20%. So you have an HP threshold, and then you also have a time window. This effect may be triggered once every 6 seconds. But pretty much like once you hit that threshold on like whatever you're fighting, they automatically they automatically just die. And um so far in all the runs I did, I think in total I did about like five, I believe. Because I was trying to like truly learn most of their auxiliary skills. Hugo's is like I said, it's honestly impossible not to trigger it due to the fact that for one, like you just have to make sure like the enemy's health is within like one of those health checkpoints, pretty much. Because the whole crit thing, I mean, like regardless of who you're running on your team, like you're gonna get the proc anyway. Because every time Hugo like comes out, it's a guaranteed crit anyways. And on top of that, he already hits hard. Like this is just like his level one. And me personally, I had Hugo kill a boss like 2 times due to the fact that like if you bring Hugo out, like yeah, if the character like whatever you're fighting, if they're within that HP threshold, like yeah, Hugo can just kill him. But even outside of that, he also hits mad hard, and so it's like the funniest thing to see because like I kid you not, someone woke up one day and they went to the office and like you know what, hmm, let's just make it to where people can have like a whole nuke like in their back pocket. Um, because like for because when you're fighting normal enemies, like you kill them quickly anyways, but to know if it procs because maybe someone's watching and they're like, well, how would you know if it procs or not? There's two clear indications that it procs. One of them being the execute word, which isn't on here that they don't show. But if you're fighting a normal enemy and like you'll see it like because it's not on the screen for long, but it will pop up. But like the word execute in all red and all caps will pop up. And you won't see it what bosses though did the fact that because like once a boss dies, like the wipeout screen, just immediately pops up. Nothing else does, and so you're not going to be able to tell um in that aspect. And obviously, the clear indication for the second one is flat out like if you're fighting something and they have a decent amount of HP left, like it may not be a lot, but it may not be too little. They just have like a decent amount, and they randomly just die, and you're in your head like, well, hey yo, like I didn't like do anything crazy. Like how they like that's like how it proctored due to the fact that like if you're in a boss fight, for example, that's the easiest time when you'll be able to tell it. Obviously the bosses have the most HP. They're chunky, they got a lot. But once you get to like that specific point, whatever it is you're at, all you have to do is just make sure that like because let's say you got the boss, like 40%. Let's just say you got him. All you have to do is make sure that like one of your characters gets a crit off. And the easiest way to do that, just pop Hugo, and then like it's guaranteed. But level two, when the agent stuns a normal enemy, elite enemy boss, Hugo recovers 25, 63, and 100% auxiliary assist energy. And that's going to be easy to get like a lot too, especially for running like Dylan or stun character. Not collected. Level 3, upon activating auxiliary assist, all agents in the squad recover 30 energy. And then level 4 is also like, I was really trying to get this because it's really good. For every elite enemy or boss defeated, gain 1 stack of enhancement. For each stack of enhancement active, the totalized effect of auxiliary assist will deal additional damage to the boss equal to 2% of their max HP. Bosses and elite enemies defeated before obtaining this upgrade will also count towards enhancement stacks when this upgrade is obtained. And so, I don't know, what's the easiest way to, make this make sense? You pretty much can make him hit harder than what he already does. That's like the easiest understanding of it. And then obviously, um, like yeah, like luck will play a part in making sure that like depending if you go to an area like hoping that this area has like an elite here or like whatever the case may be. But yeah, you pretty much like once you have that level 4, you pretty much can just make him like hit even twice as harder, which is like the funniest thing ever. Then you have Vivian on attack. Upon hitting enemies affected by attribute anomaly, inflicts the bloom effect on them. An additional instance of attribute anomaly damage at a ratio based on the original attribute anomaly damage of 6,129%, 3,040%, 7 excuse me, 7,600%, 533, and 760%. Level 1. And also, I like the new color coding that they have going on. Uh, it's like, I don't know, it makes things like way easier to like to see. So I honestly like that change. All agents in the squad plus the auxiliary characters anomaly proficiency increases by 75 and they deal 30% more damage with attribute anomalies. Level 2, Vivian gains 30 auxiliary assist energy when the agent inflicts an attribute anomaly. This effect can trigger only once every 6 seconds. Now, like mindful, Vivian, like obviously all the Angels of Delusion characters aren't out right now, but pretty much like reading Vivian's kit, like you're pretty much like they pretty much want you to run her on the same team of like if you're playing with the Angel of Delusions characters. Um, let's see, level 3. When an agent in the squad or an auxiliary character inflicts a bloom effect, the whole squad pen ratio increases by 20%, and they deal 25% more damage for 30 seconds. Level 4, the bloom effect is triggered by Vivian's auxiliary assist, has its damage multiplier increased to twice its original value, and ignores 11% of the target's all attribute resistance. Then we have Lighter. Enemy. Wait, Oh, wait. Oh, here we go. Hitting enemies inflicts the collapse effect. Enemies inflicted with the collapse effect have their stun duration extended by 3 seconds after being dazed. The collapse effect ends when the enemies recover from the stun state. When Lighter's auxiliary assist hits normal, elite, boss enemies, it directly accumulates 130 to 15% days, respectively. When an enemy is hit with auxiliary assist, the days they accumulate increases by 140 to 20% for normal enemies, elite, and bosses, respectively. Level 2, when an enemy has collapse active, their all attribute resistance is reduced by 30%. Level 3, when the enemy is stunned, they get 1 stack of weaken. This increases the damage taken by that enemy from agents in the squad and the auxiliary character by 50% while they are stunned. The weaken effect stacks up to 3 times in a single enemy. Excuse me. Level 4 wait when a ant I guess that's a typo with a normal enemy elite enemy boss with collapse exit stunned, they accumulate 140 to 20% days. Trigger I'm trying to make sure not to like read the top part every time. Hitting an enemy inflicts the pierce effect. Enemies with the pierce effect have their stun damage multiplier increased by 20%. The pierce effect ends when the enemies recover from the stun state. When triggers auxiliary assist hits a normal enemy, elite enemy, or boss enemy, it accumulates 130 to 50% stun. Level 1, when the agent stuns the boss, the whole squad recovers 48 energy, 60 adrenaline, and 800 decibels. And I believe I did one run with trigger, and so like honestly, because like, I would be looking at my screen and be like, "Yo, like, um, because at first like I didn't realize it, but like as I was playing, Um, I like look and see like my energy's like still filled up. I'm like, bro, like didn't I not just like use most of it? So like her little level one support actually is pretty nice. When an agent hits an enemy with the Pierce effect, ignore 30% of their all attribute resistance. Level 3, when an agent or auxiliary character stuns an enemy, the enemy stun damage multiplier increases by 75%. Level 4, when a non rupture agent lands a hit on an enemy with the Pierce effect, 40% of said enemy's defense is ignored. When a rupture agent lands a hit on an enemy with the Pierce effect, sheer damage increases by 30%. We have Reyna. With enough energy, press auxiliary X's to summon Rena to launch an auxiliary X's attack on enemies and enter Vital View. During Vital View, damage dealt by all agents in the squad increases by 70% for 10 seconds. Level 1, upon entering combat, all agents in the squad restore 52 energy and 65 adrenaline. Level 2, when Rena is in Vital View state, triggered by her auxiliary assist, the active character recovers 8 energy, 10 adrenaline every 10 seconds. Oh no, excuse me, 10 adrenaline every second, my bad. Level 3 reduces the decibels required for all agents to launch an ultimate to 1,800. Level 4, when the agent activates their ultimate or Rena is in Vital View triggered by their auxiliary assist, said instance of Vital View is extended by 2 seconds. Each instance of Vital View may be extended up to 3 times. We have Nicole. Assist attack on enemies and enter Vital View for 10 seconds. During Vital View, all agents in the squad ignore 50% of the enemy's defense. Level 1, when the agent makes their entrance on the field with a chain attack after any auxiliary assistance ends, the next 3 instances of quick assist initiated by any agent in the squad become chain attacks instead. Level 2, while Nicole is in Vital View triggered by her auxiliary assist, one quick assist window will trigger every 3 seconds, and damage dealt with chain attacks increases by 80%. Level 3, when the agent activates a chain attack, the whole squad gains 150 decimals. Damage dealt by ultimates ignores an additional 20% defense. Level 4, each time the agent activates a chain attack while Nicole is in Vital View triggered by her auxiliary assist, all agents in the squad gain 1 stack of charge. This lasts 15 seconds and stacks up to 5 times. Repeated triggers reset the duration. Each stack of charge increases ultimate damage by 20%. Yeah, Monato. Equalize all enemies. Okay. Assist attack on enemies. Equalize all agents in the squad. HP and restores 20% HP. All agents in the squad gain the Molten Edge status. While in the Molten Edge status, agents' crit damage is increased by 50%, lasting for 40 seconds. Level 1. When the agent's attack hits an enemy, the agent enters Blood Fury state for 2 seconds. While in Blood Fury state, the agent deals 75% more damage, and if their current HP is also higher than 20%, 2% HP will be consumed every second. Level 2, while in Molten Edge state, non Rupture agents gain 1,350 attack, and Rupture agents gain 1,125 sheer force. Level 3, while fatal damage is taken for the first time in the battle, keeps HP from dropping below 1, preventing defeat for 2 seconds as the agent recovers 50% HP in the time. Level 4, while in Molten Edge state, if their HP is higher than 40%, the agent may consume 20% HP to unleash their ultimate, even if they do not have enough decibels otherwise to do so. Each agent may trigger this effect once each time they enter Molten Edge. And then finally we have Caesar. Enemies and grant all agents 6,000 points of Radiant Aegis shield. While an agent has Radiant Aegis, their defensive assist points are unlimited. Their damage dealt increases by 35%, and damage taken in a single instance cannot exceed the shield amount. And also, one thing to note about this, there is a new resonant like for like shield. Like there's this a new I think I can't even remember. It's either like crit damage or attack, but there's one that it gives you buffs for if you have a shield. So running a Caesar, make sure like you look out for that one because like I said, I can't remember off the top of my head If it's for crit damage or attack, it's one of the two. Level 1, when defensive assist is triggered, the parried enemy immediately accumulates 5% days. This effect can trigger up to 3 times every 15 seconds. Level 2, when the agent has Radiant Aegis, their anti-interrupt level increases, and attacks ignore 20% of the enemy's all attribute resistance. Level 3, when defensive assist is triggered, inflicts 1 stack of acuity on the enemy, stacking up to 5 times. Each stack of acuity increases their stun damage multiplied by 10%. Level 4, triggering defensive assist or perfect dodge grants an additional 1,000 points for Radiant Aegis, with a maximum of 15,000 points attainable for Radiant Aegis. The agent's crit damage is increased based on their current Radiant Aegis shield value, with every 1,000 points increasing said damage by 5%. And so that is all auxiliary agent skills. And we'll just grab a random one. Doesn't matter. I'm just going to showcase real quick on how to activate it. Um, yeah, so far, like, because I only played um picking Trigger, Orphe, Magus, and Hugo. The other ones I'm going to play with, but obviously, like, some of them you can easily tell that uh they are easily meant for like specific characters. And as you can see over there in the bottom right, the bar is filling up. And depending on what level you're at, you that won't take as long, like for Hugo, especially due to the fact that you have the ability to gain more energy.
Let order and madness dance.
And yeah, and that's Hugo's, like, flat out, like, bro. Because I kid you not, like, because obviously by itself, just base raw, like his how his kit works, he already hits hard, but his level 4, you literally have the opportunity, depending on how many elite and boss enemies you like fight, obviously that plays a part into it, because those previously go towards the stack. But it's just the fact that, like, you can make him hit even harder, like, already on top of that. And so it's funny that pretty much Hugo, like, he helps you, like, get the bot, like, pretty much Hugo's whole role, like, with his kit, what the being whole, like, if you get the enemy to a specific health point, they like immediately die. And then on top of that, he also helps you get to that point faster due to the fact how much health, like, he deletes off of the enemy. So I just personally think, like, it's like the funniest thing ever. But I hope this video was enjoyed by all. If you stayed this long, leave a like and comment down below what's your favorite part of the update, who you're going to go for. But hopefully everyone that watched enjoyed the video, and hopefully everyone's having a good Friday. Hopefully the weekend could be good for everyone. Sadly, I gotta work, but I'm still gonna make the best of it, and hopefully everyone else could do the same. And I'm Black Saber, and I'll see you guys next time.